Hello everyone. My name is Akanksha. I'm assistant professor in the Department of Mathematics at Manipal Institute of Technology. I did my PhD from IIT Bombay in mathematics. In today's lecture, we are going to talk about caselets. And as you can see in the title, today's is the second part of this topic. We have already introduced what is caselets in what all forms you can expect caselets in your exam. But in today's lecture, again, I'm going to give you a brief introduction of caselets. But I highly recommend you to go through part 1 once. Okay, let's see. What are caselets in your exam CLAT? Caselets present information in a paragraph format, okay, followed by a set of questions. So you may see a paragraph, a text format, and followed by some 5 or 6 multiple choice questions. In quantitative techniques, caselets involve numerical data and require calculation based on the given text. They test. So, in this particular topic, they will test your ability to read, understand, extract, and analyze the information to solve the problems. Okay. Caselets are a form of data interpretation. So, in this case, data will be given in a paragraph form. Okay. Instead of tables or graphs. Now, where do caselets appear in your exam? So you can see this caselets, that means a passage based questions in quantitative techniques, legal reasoning, logical reasoning, English language or current affair. In today's lecture, our focus is on caselets in under the topic of quantitative techniques. Now, what these are some general tips to solve problems on caselets. First, read the passage carefully. Okay, whatever paragraph is given, try to read it carefully. Identify the key information, analyze the structure, break down complex information, and pay attention to small numbers, percentage, ratios, and all those stuff. Okay, so first read the paragraph, try to extract the information as much as possible and pay attention to the small numbers, percentages, and ratio. And then read the questions precisely. What questions they are asked, because basically you want to solve the questions. Your focus is solving the questions, and these questions are based on the paragraph given above them. Okay. Then read the questions precisely, refer back to the passage again, eliminate options if possible, try to eliminate some obvious wrong options, and then apply logic and maths, some basic math and reasoning you have to apply to solve those questions. Then try to manage time also. That is also very important. Don't stuck in one question. If you are getting stuck in one question, try to get out of it. Okay. Try to solve next problem. And then to master caselets, only one key, that is practice regularly. Okay. So now let's see. So we are going to solve two problems. I'll try to solve two problems on caselets. One problem we have already discussed in the first part. This is the paragraph, okay, given. Now, first key is read the paragraph carefully. Let me read it for you. A survey was conducted about the population of a particular region having working population of 3 lakhs. A survey was conducted about the population of a particular region having working population of 3 lakhs. So here they are talking about a survey. A survey is conducted over a working population of 3 lakhs. So in that particular region, you have 3 lakh people working. Okay, this is one information. Then information was collected about self-employed persons, one thing, casual wage workers, second thing, regular salaried employees. Okay. So first thing, they have given total working population of a region, and then in the population you have 3 category of working professional: self-employed, casual wage workers, and regular salaried employees of both rural and urban areas of the region. So first thing, region is given, then divide it into two parts. rural and urban, and total population is 3 lakh. And further they are dividing it into self-employed person, casual wage workers, and regular salaried person. Okay. Then what they are saying, self-employed is a key source of income in both rural and urban areas, but it is more prevalent in rural area. Self-employed self-employment is a key source of income in both rural and urban areas, but it is more prevalent in rural area. 56% of the rural population than urban areas, that is 40% of the urban population. What they are trying to say is self-employment means self-employed persons are more in rural area compared to urban area. So in rural area, 56% of the total population is self-employed. And in urban area, 40% of the total population of urban area is self-employed. Rural population was 48% of the total population. Okay. So here they have given what is the total population in rural area. Then regular salaried workers in urban area were 48% of the urban population, whereas in rural areas, regular salaried workers constituted 12% of the rural population. In this line, they are telling you how many salaried workers are there in urban area as well as in rural area. During the survey, the casual wage workers were found to be more common in rural areas than in urban area. In last line, they are talking about casual wage workers. Casual wage workers in rural areas were 32% of the rural population, whereas it was 12% of the urban population in urban area. So, if I tell you what they are trying to say, so basically they have they have they have conducted a survey, and in the survey what they are doing, total working population they have divided into rural and urban area. In rural area, how many self-employed are there, how many this that is how they have divided. Now let's go to the question so that we will get to know what information exactly we need to solve the problem. See, first problem, what is by what percentage the number of self-employed worker in rural areas is more than the number of self-employed workers in urban area. So basically what they are asking, by what percentage number of self-employed workers in rural area is more than number of self-employed workers in urban area. Basically you need to know how many self-employed workers are there in rural area as well as urban area. Then what is the second question, what is the ratio of urban and rural working population? So working population, you have to figure out what is the ratio of working population in urban and rural area. Again, you should be knowing what is the working population in urban area, what is the working population in rural area to solve this particular problem. Then third problem, if urban population of the region increased by 52%, increased from 52% to 56%, and percentage of self-employed in urban region remains same, then number of self-employed people in urban areas are. So to solve these problems, if you try to look at the problems, to solve all these MCQs, you should be knowing number of population means what is the population of urban area, rural area, and in what means what is the number of self-employed people, what is the number of this, that, in all, in both urban as well as rural area, that we have to segregate. So first information was given is total working population. Let me write it down. So this you have to do. First, you have gone through the passage, then you have read the questions carefully. Now you are going to extract the information. So first information was given is total working population in the region. That is 3 lakh, right? 3 lakh. Now, next is working population in rural area, right? That we need. So, what is given? Working population in rural area. Rural population was 48% of the total population, right? So, working population in rural area is 48% of the total. That is 3 lakh into 48 by 100. This is the working population in rural area. 0 and 0 will get cancelled. This multiplication you have to do, and I have already done that. It will come out to be 144,000. This is the working population in rural area. Now, working population in urban area is equal to, that is total minus this population, because rest of the population is in urban area, no? So this subtraction you have to do, and it will equal to 156,000. So this is the total segregation of population. Now, what is the next thing given? Next thing is regular salaried worker in urban area were 48%. So regular salaried, that you please point out. You have to write it. Regular in urban, right, is equal to urban. So total population of urban ka 48%. That is 156,000 into 48 upon 100. Again, 0 will get cancelled with 0. This multiplication if you do, you will get 74,880. This is the regular salaried in urban area. Now, let me write this regular salaried as RS, regular salaried. Again, regular salaried in rural area is equal to, let's see, what is the regular salaried in rural area? Regular salaried worker constitute 12% of the rural population. Okay, rural population ka 12%. So rural population is this much. So 144,000 into 12 upon 100. Again, these 20 will get cancelled with these 20, and you have to do this basic multiplication, and it will come out to be 17,280. This calculation, this basic multiplication you have to do. So regular salary are done. Now, casual wage workers, that I'm writing as CWW. Casual wage worker in rural. What is the percentage of casual wage workers in rural area? Is 32% of the rural population, right? What is the rural population? Rural population is this much. Iska 32%, that is 144,000 into 32 upon 100. Again, these 20 will get cancelled with these 20, and this basic multiplication if you do, you will get 46,080. Okay. Then similarly, casual wage worker in urban is equal to, in urban area, how many, what is the percentage of casual wage workers? That we have to see. So, whereas it was, so casual wage workers in rural area were 32% of the rural population, whereas it is 12% of the urban population in urban area. So, urban population is this much, iska 12%, that is 156,000 into 12%, 12 upon 100, right? And this will equal to, these 20 will get cancelled with these 20, and it is equal to 18,720. Okay. This is the casual wage worker in urban area. Now, next is self-employed, right? That is next. Now, self employed in rural area, let's compute first, is equal to, it is total population minus, that is 144,000 minus regular salary and my, so total population में से you just subtract regular salaried and casual wage, that is 46080. These are the self-employed. It will come out to be 80,640. Similarly, self-employed in urban area is equal to total population in urban area is this. From this, you subtract casual wage workers 74,880 minus, and this will equal to 62,400. Okay, so we have computed all the population. Working population in rural area, right? Working population in urban area. Then salaried person in urban area, salaried person in rural area, casual wage worker in rural area, casual wage worker in urban area, self-employed person in rural area, self-employed in urban area. All the details we have now. Now we will solve problems. So first problem is, by what percentage the number of self-employed workers in rural area is more than number of self-employed workers in urban area. So self-employed in rural area, how many it is? It is 80,640. 80,640. These many are the self-employed in rural area. Minus, how many more? No? More means you have to subtract. Self-employed in urban area is 62,400. So that is 62,400 divided by 62,400 into 100. That is how we compute percentage. So what is the percentage of the self-employed workers in rural area is more than self-employed in urban area? So rural area minus urban area divided by total self-employed in urban area, and this is equal to 29.23%. That is option A is correct. So option A is correct. Okay. Next problem. What is the ratio of urban and rural working population? So urban working population is this 156,000. 156,000 is to working population in rural, it is 144,000. You can check this. Yes. So working population in rural is 144 and 000. Urban area is 1,56,000. This ratio you have to compute. How do we compute ratio? You just have to divide one this by the other one. These 30 will get cancelled with these 30, and if you do this division, you will get equivalent. This also we are done with. You will get 13 by 12. So ratio will be 13:12. So option C is correct. So basically, if you extract the correct information from the passage, solving these questions is pretty simple. Next problem. If urban population of the region increased from 52% to 56%, and percentage of self-employed in urban region remains the same. So what they are saying, if the population of the region, urban population of the region is increased from 52 to 56, so new population of urban area is, total population was 3 lakh, right? So initially it was 52. Now they are saying they have increased it to 56 upon 100. This multiplication you have to do. Okay, so this multiplication, let me do this multiplication. So 3,000 into 56. It is equal to 1,60,000 48,000. Okay, so this is the new working population of the urban area. Now, self-employed person, this percentage is still the same. So, what is the self-employed person? What is the percentage of self-employed one in urban area? In the passage, we have to see. In urban population, self-employed were 40%, right? That is what they have written. Self-employment is a key source of income in both rural and urban area. Rural area self-employment is 56%, urban area it is 40%. So this new population, 40% you have to compute. So self-employed in urban is total population now is this much, right? Into 40 upon 100. These 20 will get cancelled with this 20. This we have to do. Let me do it. So 1680 into 40 is equal to 64,000. Oh, that option is not given here. It is coming out to be 64,000. So that there is some problem in the given options. Okay. So this we have to correct. So 64,000 is the correct answer. This is the answer. Is that clear? So this doesn't seem to be correct. This multiplication we have to do again. Let's see. If we multiply it, what will we get? So 1680. Let me not use this 0. 0 we will put later on into 4. 3, 7, 6. This. So it is 67200. This is your final answer. Huh? This option is there. So option C is correct. Is that clear? So new population, they have increased from 52 to 56. So when it was 52, your population in urban area was 16156,000. So what they are saying, they have increased the population and keeping self-employed person same, remain the same. So what is the population? What is the number of self-employed people in urban area? It is 62,700. Next problem. What is the total number of regular salaried employees of the region? Of the region means salaried, regular salaried employees in urban as well as in rural area. So, regular salaried in urban is equal to regular salaried in urban is 74,880, right? 74,880. Similarly, regular salaried in rural area is equal to, let's see, in rural area, how many are regular salaried? Is 17,280. 17,280. So, how many total? So, you just have to add them up. Plus 17,280. 0, 0, 8 and 8, 16, 6, 1. It is 11, 1. 7 plus 4 is 11, 1, 12. Again, 1 remainder, 7, 8, 9. So, total is, it is. So, total regular salaried in the region is 92,160. Whether this option is there? Yes. C. 91,160. Yes. So, option C is correct. So, you don't need to write it down precisely. You just add them up and tick the correct option. Okay. Next problem. What is the percentage of regular salaried employees in rural area corresponding to number of casual wage workers in urban area? So, two things they want. Regular salaried in rural and casual wage workers in urban. First, you get this information. Regular salaried in rural. Okay, this is here we have written 17,280. 17,280. Casual wage worker in urban. Casual wage in urban is 18,720. So 18,720. Now, what they are saying, what is the percentage of regular salaried in rural corresponding to this percentage you have to compute. So regular salaried is, so how will you compute it? 7280 divided by 18720 into 100. This you have to compute. Let me do this calculation. So you have to divide 17280 upon 18720 is equal to, it is 92.3. It is coming out to be 92.3%. So yes, so option D is correct. That is how you have to compute percentage. I hope this problem is clear. Okay. Now next problem. Again, the passage is given. You have to read the passage carefully. Then you have to read the questions carefully, and then you start solving. First, you extract the information and then start solving the problem. A leading electronics manufacturer, name is TechPro, okay, produced a total of 15,000 units of various gadgets. So total number of units it is producing is 15,000 in year 2023. These gadgets included laptops, smartphones, tablets, and smartphone watches. Okay, so total units company is producing is 15,000. Okay, and what all products they are producing is laptops, smartphones, tablets, and smartwatch. Of the total production, laptops. So, okay, of the total production, laptops constituted 30%, smartphones 40%, tablets 20%, and remaining were smartwatches. Okay, so 15,000 ka 30% they are producing laptops, 40% smartphones, 20% tablets, and remaining smartwatches. Okay, in laptops, the ratio of units sold to units unsold is 4 is to 1. So total laptops sold into is to unsold is 4 in the ratio of 4 is to 1. For phones, 85% of the units produced were sold. Tablets had a sale ratio of 3 is to 2. All smartwatches produced were sold. Okay, this is the given data. So TechPro company is producing 50,000 units, and these 50,000 units ka 30% are laptops, smartphones. This data is given. Then they have given how many one unit is, how many laptops are sold, how many laptops are unsold. Similarly for all these things. And based on this data, you have to solve some problem. What are the problem? What is the total number of unsold units across all gadgets? This data, this question you can solve by getting how many unsold units are there for laptops, smartphones, tablets, as well as smartwatches. Smartwatches, they are saying all are sold. Okay, so then you have to add them up. Next problem. If the average selling price of a smartphone was 15,000 and that of a tablet was 10,000, what was the total revenue generated from the sale of smartphones as well as tablets? So first thing you have to get is how many smartphone and tablets are sold, and then you have to multiply it by the selling price, and then you have to add them up. Okay, then the production cost of a laptop is this. If 80% of the sold laptops were exported and 20% were sold domestically, what was the total production cost? Again, for this, you need to know how many laptops were sold, right? Next problem. What percentage of the total production were the unsold smartphones? So first, you should be knowing how many smartphones are unsold. Then you have to compare, you have to compute the percentage. What is the ratio of sold smartwatches and unsold laptops? Again, you should be knowing how many smartwatches are sold and how many laptops are unsold. So these things you have to get from the data given, from the paragraph given, right? Then you can solve this problem. Since we got to know what all details we need, I have already added those details in the slides itself. So now you basically get to know how many units are sold of one product and how many units are unsold of one product. So here you can see that total units they produce, right? Total units produced by the company is 15,000, right? Total they have produced 15,000. Then 30% of these total units were laptops. So 30% of 15,000 is 4,500 units. So they are producing 4,500 laptops. And from 4,500 laptops, what is given? It is given that in laptops, the ratio of units sold and unsold. So sold, unsold. So total partition 4 is to 1. So total partition is 5. So sold laptops, how do we compute? Sold laptops is total laptops, that is 4500 into 4 upon 5, and that is equal to 3600. Similarly, unsold is 1 upon 5 of total laptop, that is 900 units. So what is the given data? Total laptops produced by the company is 4,500. Out of 4,500 units, 3,600 units are sold and 900 units unsold. Similarly, total produced units ka 40% they are producing smartphones. So how many smartphones they are producing? So 40% of the total 15,000, that is 6,000 units of smartphones they are producing. Then, what is the next detail given? They are saying smartphones, for smartphones, 85% of the units produced was sold. So, total how many smartphones they are producing? 6,000. Now, 85% of 6,000 is sold. So, what do you have to compute? Sold smartphones are 6,000 ka 85%. That is this. And this is nothing but 5,100. So these many units are sold and 15. So remaining are unsold. Okay. Similarly, next item they are producing is tablets. So total ka 20% tablets they are producing. So total units they are producing for tablet is 3,000. Jiska sold is 3 by 5 because sold ratio unsold was 3 is to 2. So total partition is 5. So sold is 3 by 5 of total unit. Unsold is 2 by 5 of total units. Sold, unsold. That is written over here. So sold laptops is 3 by 5 of 3,000. Unsold is 2 by 5 of 3,000. That is this many units, this many units. And remaining they are producing smartwatches. So that is just 10% because 30% laptops, 40% smartwatch, so 70%, then 20% tablet, that means 10%. So 10% of 15,000 is 1,500. 1,500 smartwatches they are producing, and all produced smartwatches they are able to sold. Okay, so 0 unsold units are there for smart watches. Now let's get back to the problem. So what is first problem? What is the total number of unsold units across all gadgets? So how many laptops are unsold? How many tablets are unsold? How many smart watches are unsold? All these you have to add. So let's see. So 900 laptops, right? 900 smartphones, and then 1,200 tablets and 0. So 900 plus 900 plus 1,200. That is your answer. So 900 plus 900 plus 1,200. This you have to add. So 900 plus 900 plus 1,200. If you add them up, 0, 0, 9, 9, 18 plus 2 is 20. 2 over here, remember? is 3000. So option A is correct. So basically what they are saying is total units produced is 15,000. Out of 15,000, 3,000 units are unsold. Okay. Next problem. If the average selling price of a smartphone was 15,000 and tablet was 10,000, what was the total revenue generated from selling smartphones and tablets combined? So, in one tablet, selling price is 15,000 and for one smartphone, selling price is 10,000. So, what total revenue? How do we compute revenue? Total number of units sold into the revenue, total number of units sold of smartphone into the revenue. So tablets, total sold tablets is 1800, right? So how will you compute it? 1800 into 15,000, because one tablet you are selling in 15,000 rupees, right? And how many smartphones are sold? It is how many sold? 5,100. So 5,100. And what is the selling price? It is 10,000. This you have to compute. 18,000 into 10,000. It will come out to be 180,000,000. If you multiply these two, it will come out to be 7650,000. Now, total revenue is you have to add them up. That means 180, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros and 7650,000. These two you have to add. If you add these two, you will have 945. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the number, that is 94.5 million. So option B is correct. Is that clear? These are the simple problems. So selling price of one tablet is 15,000. Selling price of one smartphone is 10,000. So what would be the total revenue? Multiply. Okay. Next problem. The production cost of a laptop is this. Okay. 18% of the sold laptops were exported and 20% were sold domestically. What was the total production cost of the laptops sold domestically? The first thing you have to compute is how many laptops sold domestically. So, laptops, right? How many they are? Total sold laptops. So, let me write it again. 20% of the total sold laptops. Now you have to see how many laptops were sold. How many were sold? 3,600, right? So 3,600 ka 20%. And this is equal to 720. Now these many laptops were sold domestically. Now production cost for one laptop is 25,000. Just multiply. So answer will be 25,000 into 720, and that is equal to 18 million. So this is 18 million. This is your correct option C. Option C. Next problem. What percentage of the total production were the unsold smartphones? How many smartphones are unsold? Unsold smartphones is equal to unsold at 900, right? It is 900. Then total production it is 15,000, right? 15,000 units we are producing. Na? Percentage, how do we compute percentage? 900 divided by 15,000 into 100. If you do this, you will get 6%. That is option C. Because, okay, percentage of total production were the unsold smartphones. Now, next problem. Just a minute. Next problem is what is the ratio of sold smartwatches to unsold laptops? So sold smartwatches, how many sold smartwatches are there? Sold is 1500, right? It is 1500. Unsold laptops. How many unsold laptops are there? 900, right? It is 900. How do we compute ratio? Sold smartwatch is to unsold laptop. So 1500 is to 900. You have to divide them. So 1500 divided by 900. 20, say 20 will get cancelled. 3 and 5. It is 5 is to 3. So option B is correct. That is how you have to solve the problems of case length. This is one practice problem. This you please do by yourself. Read the passage carefully like we have done. So 3 problems we have done and this one you can try by yourself. This is the passage and these are the corresponding problems based on the passage. Get the useful information which you have to use to solve these problems. And that's all. See you in the next lecture. Bye bye.